world, and I have been doing my script of process just so that you understand what that means. Is everybody follows the script of process, and like Tom was talking about, most agents' script of process is to take off from Halloween all the way through to Easter. I want to say first, Happy New Year. I believe November 1st is the real estate New Year because what you do in November doesn't show up until January anyway. And so if you are here and you are grinding along, you are ensuring that 2023 is going to be a great, great year for you. I've been in the business over 25 years. I've been a rental agent, a sales agent, a listings agent, an agent's agent, a broker's agent, and all those other kind of agents in between. And the one thing that is consistent is that if you are not doing the work, this will not work for you. So right now I'm a coach. I've been coaching teams and agents now for the past maybe 7 years. I am in production. I did over 382 transactions last year. That is over a deal a day. The only way I know how to coach is through a deal a day system. And what I will be talking about with you all is planning your year so that you could be putting something under contract at least once a day, every day for 2023, every day you decide to work. Is that all right, y'all?
That is all right.
So I'm the no BS kind of coach. I do not believe in a bunch of theoretical nonsense. So everything that I talk about, I do. I am currently at the end of my lead generation day. This is the perfect time for you guys to get me on a call because I just finished my lead generation day. Every morning, every weekday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern, I am on the phones. I am not talking about being on the phones. I am not theorizing about being on the phones. What happens if a for sale by owner says something? What happens if an expired says something? No, I am literally generating the conversations that turn into compensation. Okay. So today I made over 250 contacts this morning. That's between for sale by owners, expireds, withdrawns, circle prospecting, my own cipher, my own circle or sphere or center of influence, whatever you want to call it. I've done already this morning 2 live broadcasts. I've done 16 posts, and I did the playbook from inside of KV Core, which is my CRM. You guys know, I don't know which CRM you use, but whatever CRM you use, if you are not actively using it to connect to people, you're doing this wrong. And then I also have been delving into agent attraction conversations on a team development level. And I've had 16 agent conversations with complete strangers this morning already. These are not long conversations. So the first thing I want you to write down around your plan for 2023, the first thing I want you to understand is that lead generation is not today's money. I want you to just write it down. Lead generation is not today's money. Lead follow-up is today's money. Okay, lead generation is not today's money. Lead generation is tomorrow's money. Lead follow-up is today's money. All right. So what I did today was start the conversation that will lead to compensation. Okay. So I've had 60 for sale by owners tell me to go take a flying leap off of the cliff, right? I've called back another 22 for sale by owners that previously had told me to take a flying leap off the cliff, and I'm using very, 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 very polite language for what they really told me to do. I am in the Northeast, and they tell you and they tell you in all kinds of languages what
they
you can do with
French,
yourself.
right?
They speak French. They speak the French, the Italian, and some Kiswahili. Okay, you don't want all of that, right? And so I called back, I think, about 22 for sale by owners this morning that had previously told me not to communicate with them. And the script that I use as part of the plan. So the second part of the plan is, ready? Get better with your scripts. So the first thing you have to understand is that today's leads is not today's money, that the follow-up is today's money. And the second thing that you have to learn is that you just have to get better with what you're saying. Get better with your script, right? Your scripts are a recipe for success or failure, right? Now, I just want you to close your ears and eyes. Close your eyes for a second, open your ears, right? So I want you to imagine that you are a baker and you open a bakery, right? You poured your heart and soul into your talent, and you're opening a bakery. Did you open the bakery to work the cash register? Can you picture that? Is that why you opened the bakery to work the cash register? No, you opened the bakery to bake freaking cakes and pies and donuts and crap like that. Even if you don't eat that, even if you're gluten free, you still understand what I'm talking about, right? So, in the real estate universe, did you get into real estate to go and into, I'm going to be the best customer service representative in the world? This is what I'm going to do. I want to be the best customer service rep in the entire world. No, man, bake your cake. So I'm going to submit to you that you have to get better with what you say, because the third rule is do the main thing daily. Do the main thing daily. And if you opened a bakery, Anna, your main thing would be bacon, right? I mean, that would be what your main thing is. You wouldn't outsource your bakery. You wouldn't outsource your cakes and pies and recipes. No, you would do that yourself. I'm not using colorful language because I know it's early where you are. It's a little later on in the afternoon where I'm at, right? So take a lesson from Dunkin' Donuts, right? How many people absolutely love Dunkin' Donuts donuts?
Oh yeah.
You love their coffee. A lot of people love their coffee, but most people don't love their donuts anymore because they don't bake donuts anymore. They're made somewhere else and shipped in. But if you go to a Krispy Kreme, you'll wait a half hour for that hot donut light to come on because they're making it themselves. Am I right? And you guys are in California, you got that hot, fresh donut. You got that big ass donut on La Brea or whatever the hell that is down there, right? And so there's a line outside for the hot, fresh donuts. What are your hot, fresh donuts? Well, your hot, fresh donuts are for sale by owners, expired, withdrawn, circle prospecting, your circle. These are your hot, fresh donuts. Start your own conversation. Do the main thing daily. Outsource the secondary stuff, inbound leads, inbound calls. When people are calling and clicking on leads, your ISA department is probably incredibly talented and probably bubbling up things for you. And that leads to number 4. You ready for number 4, Russell? Learn how to close. Close, close, close. Now, we've heard ABC is always be closing. I'm going to introduce to you a new concept around ABC. So learn how to close. A, attunement. Get in line with your prospect. Attunement. How well are you connecting with your prospect? B, buoyancy. How well do you handle failure? How well do you stay afloat when stuff doesn't go your way, right? There's been a study that shows that learning how to examine and explain your failures will lead you to greater success. So buoyancy. And 3, clarity. There is nothing but information out there. They can Google real estate and 17 different people will pop up to tell them 17 different things around the real estate market. How well are you curating the information for the people that you are talking to, for your own friends and family, for your past colleagues and customers? How well are you delivering what equity is in properties nowadays? Are you communicating with the neighborhood that you put a person in 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, that somebody that Tom put in a property 10 years ago? If you're reaching into a community and you're showing them what equity they have, if you are doing CMAs for folks that are not necessarily looking for CMAs, but are incredibly interested in what the value of their property is, it is clarifying the information. It is curating information that is all a buzz right now. If you ask 16 people right now, what is the worst thing that's going on with the real estate market? You're going to get 16 different answers. All the interest rates, the market is this or that, the other thing. You ask them what the benefit to this market is, and it's going to be cricket. If you can curate that information, if you can take that information and all of that negative press that we're getting and curate it and deliver to them the benefits of this market, what is the benefit of the interest rates being where they are? Well, you're going to have a lot less looky-loo. The only people that are looking at property are really serious about buying. They're really serious and they're really motivated to get into a property. So I guarantee you, if we bring a Briar through, what we're doing is we're having a serious conversation about offers and acceptance. That's a benefit. That's a bonus, right? We've scared away all of the folks that are like, well, let's see what we can get. Let's see if we can get it for 70 cents on the dollar. Let's see if we can, right? So if you can curate the information, you're an insane value to the people that you're working with. And so that is what did I say? Number 4, always be closing. No, attunement, buoyancy, clarity. Learn how to close. Tracy, so that this is really, really clear, so that we're speaking the language of sales, learning how to close. Ready? This is deep, Rich. Learn how to ask better questions. Okay, learning how to close is learning how to ask better questions. So I got on this call one time with you all and I shared how I show a property. I go through the property and I basically make them show me their property. And at the end, I close for an offer at every single showing. I do not have a meeting where I do not close for an offer or I do not close for a contract. So at the end, I ask better questions. Hey, what did you think about the place? How is it on a scale of 1 to 10? What is that worth to you? And would you like to see if they'd accept that number? Right? See, those are closing questions right there. Would you like to see if they'd accept that number? How would you feel if they accepted that number? Oh, that's great. What if they got close to that number and we had to negotiate a little bit? I do that. Okay, great. Let's see if they'll accept the number. Let's put in an offer. I do that every single time because of attunement, buoyancy, and clarity. I want to spend number 5. I want to spend a minute on examining your failure. Okay, so number 5 is learn to fail forward. Okay, number 5 is learn to fail forward. So this is going to be a little deeper. I'm going to slow down a little bit. There's going to be some notes to take here. Okay, I'm not going to speak New York fast right now. I'm just going to slow down a little bit. So in our job is to manage expectations for the clients, the customers, you know, the other agents involved, the coordinators, your assistants. Your job really is to manage expectations. Because someone write all 5. I'll do it again for you, no worries. Or somebody put it in the notes while I'm doing this part here, right? So your job is to manage expectations, right? Number 5 is examining the outcome of whatever action you took. Okay, so we're going to get deep into your daily schedule in about 3 seconds, but first I just want you to understand that the goal of the activities that you're doing is to make the next day's activities easier, simpler, and clearer, right? So if Austin said, this guy said he made 250 contacts this morning between 8 a.m. and 11, BS, no way in hell he could do that. He's got to break down how he did that. I'm going to go, okay, Austin, I can break that down because I examine my actions thoroughly. I look at my numbers. I speak the language of my business. I made 20 for sale by owner contact, new for sale by owner contact. I made 25 old for sale by owner contact, right? If you're doing the numbers, that's 45 contacts already. I made another 40 expired contacts this morning, right? So now we're at 85 contacts already. I made another 20 expired contacts, right? So now we're at 105 contacts this morning. Are we right? My math is all right, right? So then what I did was I went backwards in time and made another 20 old expired contacts, right? So now we're at 125. I always, every single day, communicate with at least 25 people from my database. So I did 25 follow-up contacts. We're at 150 now, right? I did a social media post that got 75 views, contact, and comment, right? And I responded to each one of them, right? I did another 16 agent conversations, right? And then I did the rest in my circle prospect follow-up conversation. Circle prospect follow-up conversations goes like this, Kenny. If I have a buyer that's looking for a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and they don't know necessarily where they want to live, all I do is target all the 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths that sold 3 to 5 years ago. People move in my community every 3 to 5 years. They don't stay in properties longer than 3 to 5 years because they have kids. They move up. We have tiny properties, so you know you got to move in order to get to the next level, right? So Kenny, this is how it sounds. Hey, Kenny, this is Sekou from eXp Realty. How are you today, man? We spoke briefly a couple of months ago, man, about, just hearing offers. I I have somebody that's interested in a property just like yours, and I'm wondering if you're willing to hear an offer for it now. And I do that 15, 20 times a day, right? Specifically, if I don't have a target for them, I'll choose a property that's listed on the MLS, and I'll call the 10 properties to the left, the 10 properties to the right, and the 20 properties across the street with that script or something similar to it. Hey, my name is Sekou. We were just about to show that property at 123 Main Street. And before we put in an offer on it, we love the community so much. I wonder if you'd like to hear an offer on your property as well. It has an outrageous result. On a very hot market, when there's a lot of offers, I just take the offer and I'll do the same thing, but I'll be like, I have offers on this property that could not be accepted. Only one offer could be accepted. I wonder if one of these offers would work for you. So I do it on both sides of the spectrum. I'm about to put in an offer, or we have other offers. If I'm the listing agent of a property, let's say Tom lists the property at 123 Main Street, gets 25 different offers, right? From different agents. It doesn't matter if they're listing your buyer or not. There's 25 different offers. The entire team could shop those 25 offers to that community. And the community is similar to it. Does that make sense, y'all? So I believe I hit my 250 people. If anybody has any questions about math, it's a little rusty because I did go to New York City Public Schools, but I believe that it was 250 contacts. In addition to those contacts, I've also done some CRM contacts. So I usually get about 150 leads a week from my my marketing through my CRM. I am avid about my virtual marketplace, so a lot of virtual open houses in addition to the physical open houses that the agents on my team do, right? So I want to spend a little time. Is there any questions before I move on? I want to spend a little time on schedule.
No, let's keep rolling, man. You're good. We love the scripts too. We're good. Let's go.
If there's any questions.
Okay, you froze for a second. Sekou, you froze, man.
Thank you. Ambitious. You're very, very okay. All right, let's go. Tell me, yeah, it's cold, baby. It's cold over here. Tell me when I'm not frozen. Tell me when I'm good. Am I good?
You're good. You got it.
All right, that's good. All right, I'll go through this quickly just in case I freeze again, right? So my scripted process is very simple. I'm going to do 2 different schedules for you for the same activities. I'm going to do a mindset schedule, and then I'm going to do a production schedule. Is that all right, y'all? So just understand that they work in conjunction with each other, but it's a mindset schedule and it's a production schedule. I'm going to start with the mindset schedule. I have 3 portions to my day: prep, power, and accountability. Prep, power, and accountability. So the prep is what I do to get ready. The power is the action and activity, and the accountability is the review. Okay? So prep, power, and accountability. So my prep, every single day I do a workshop in the morning with myself. It's a 9-minute workshop. It's called the 3 most important questions exercise. I'm not going to get into detail about it, but you can find it in a book called The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. It's an awesome book. You should have it on your shelf anyway, right? It's the 3 most important questions exercise. What do you need to accomplish? What do you need to do in order to accomplish it? What do you need to learn? And what happens to your world when you accomplish it? I do this before my business day begins. I'm up in the morning, 5. Actually, I've been lately, it's been 4:45 that I've been up, but leave me alone about it. I spend that time just doing my stuff, just my brain stuff, right? I might play a video game, I might watch a movie, I might just sit and drink tea or coffee or whatever it is, but I'm not really doing anything productive there. I'm just getting my mind in the right space. Then I write down, before my business day starts, officially, I write down the top 3 people I need to talk to that day. Right? So now here's the catch, y'all. I am incredibly strict when it comes down to need to. When I use that language, I need to, I'm incredibly strict with the minimum standards around who I need to talk to. So, Mike, if I'm working with 10 people, of the 10 people I'm working with, through my minimum standards, I define who my top 3 are. Okay? So they're the most motivated, the most able, they're chewing at the bit. They need to move immediately. There's nothing standing in their way, right? So my mindset is the 3 most important questions exercise. Production is asking myself, who are my top 3 prospects, right? Second question, what do they want? Now, I'm going to be really clear about this. I'm not saying what do they need. Jerry Ann, I've learned a lesson this summer that says give the people what they want, not what I think they need. Okay, so who are my top 3 prospects? What do they want? You guys can all answer the question. They want to see property, right? They want to buy their house. They want their house, right? And then the third question that I asked at the top of the morning is, what do I need to do, or how do I help them write a contract today? What do I need to do to have them write a contract today? Or how do I help them write a contract today? If you're on the listing side, how do I get a contract today? How do I get an offer today? Right? So, who are my top 3? What do they want? And how do I get a contract today? Right? I am true to those 3 questions all morning. I don't care what else I'm doing. My focus is on those top 3 questions, right? So, Michael, check this out. If I know who my top 3 prospects are, right? If I know who my top 3 prospects are and I know what they want, now I know where to prospect for, right? I can choose the neighborhoods. Even if I'm calling FSBOs and expireds, I can have a really specific conversation. Hey, my name is Sekou. I'm working with a couple that's looking for a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, just like yours. I'm wondering if their offer would work for you. So I start second part of this morning production mindset is I do the same thing every day. I look at the MLS last. I start with, who am I already talking to, right? Who can I follow up with that I may be able to submit a contract to or with, right? So who can I find for sale by owners, expireds, withdrawn, right? Circle prospecting, et cetera, et cetera. And then who is my tribe talking to? Who's Julie talking to that might be able to hear an offer? I know Jackie does circle prospecting in the area. Maybe she has somebody that she knows that's willing to hear an offer. Eric Malone might know somebody that has the proper. So who am I already talking to, right? These are follow-up people that are in your database, in your contact base. You contacted earlier this week, month, year, right? Who can I find current for sale by owners, expired, withdrawn, old for sale by owners, expired, withdrawn? And who's in my tribe? Anna Maria has somebody. Rich might be talking to somebody. Kim might be talking to somebody. Who is in my tribe that I can prospect my tribe? Hey, Terry, it's Sekou. Listen, I've got a couple that's looking for a property. And I know you've been working the properties over in the such and such and such and such area. I'm wondering, have you spoken to somebody that's willing to hear offers? Do you want to try to put a deal together today? You follow that prospect. That's a mindset and production. Does that make sense, y'all? So first thing in the morning, mindset. Then there's the power. Here's the on, or I'm contacting, or I'm door knocking, or I'm doing activities based on those top 3 questions. Who do I need to, who do I need to be speaking to? What do they want? And how do I help them write a contract today? Is that clear? Does that make sense, y'all? All right. Now, here's the audit part of it. I do 2 different audits during the day. I have a midday audit and I have an end of day audit. My midday audit is with my admins, my transaction coordinators, my agent coordinators, my listing coordinator, right? And so you have a pretty powerful team. And so what I would do is I would figure out a way to schedule time. Maybe it doesn't have to be daily, right? You guys have a pretty big team. Maybe it doesn't have to be daily. What you don't want to do is overwhelm your admin team with minutia. But I ask these 3 questions to my admin team, because it's me asking the questions I ask every day. I'm a jerk. don't, so sue me, Jackie, right? So every day I ask, are there any fires that I need to take care of now? Right? Is there anything that is incredibly pending that I need to take care of now? Any flags, any fires, whatever language you use. Is there any secondary stuff that I could take care of with you, right? Like stuff that if I were to do it, it would help it along. Does that make sense, y'all? So it's not a priority for me. It's something that you might be taking care of, but if I help, it makes it all the easier. And then third, is there anything on the list that you don't want me to know? Right? So it's any fire, anything I can help with, and is there anything that's happening that you're taking care of that you don't want me to know? Right? Russell, here's the key with that. Let them take care of it. But at least it's on your radar, right? And then at the end of the day, there's another audit that I ask myself. All right, so let me go through that one more time. In the midday, I audit my admins. I say, is there any fires? Is there any secondary stuff that might, I might be able to help with? Is there anything that you don't want me to know? All right, cool. That also, if there's any admins on the call, I'm just let you know that's also a trigger to let you know to take care of this stuff before it gets to me. All right, that's all. That's all I'm saying, right? And then at the end of the day, there's another 3 questions. There's actually 4 questions at the end of the day. It says, every single day, Doug, I ask myself this question: what's working? I review what's working. I then review what needs work. What's working, what needs work. Then I do an action audit. What did I actually do today? Can I map my activity? Okay, so what's working is the thing that's working. What needs work is the thing that you might have to adjust, and I'll break that down to you in 1 second. What activities did you do? Where did you spend your productive moments? And then number 4 is what was the plan / is the plan. So what was the plan? So what was the projected plan? And then based on the outcome of the day, what is the plan tomorrow? So what was / is the plan. Does that make sense? I'm gonna break this down to you really, really quickly. I tell you right now that I make so many leads. My lead generation is so dialed in. It is working so fantastically. I make well over 200 contacts a day. I'm setting 6 or 7 appointments a day. I am doing amazing when it comes down to appointment setting. Where I am failing, what needs work is my lead follow-up needs work. I spend so much time lead generating that I don't spend any time lead following up. And I'm missing opportunities because of the lead follow-up. So now I'm looking at the actions. What am I doing? What am I actually doing? I spend 3 hours every single day in the pursuit of 200 contacts a day, minimum. So I either need to take some of that time. As a matter of fact, in 3 hours, I made 250 contacts. So I can take some of that time, maybe a half hour, maybe 45 minutes, and I can pivot to the follow-up. Or if I can't, if I'm not hitting my 200 contact numbers, I then add in another half an hour to 45 minutes of lead follow-up daily. So now I just did the plan, right? So what's working? Lead generation. What needs work? Lead follow-up. What am I doing? I'm spending 3 hours doing lead generation. What do I need to do? What's the plan? I need to pivot some of that time towards lead follow-up. Does that make sense? It's the real simple daily plan to get you through the next day. If you do this and you set your target on these activities, the mindset activities, who are the top 3? What do they want? How do I help them write a contract today? Then you step in, you understand now who you're calling and why, right? It's not just a cold call anymore. I'm calling on behalf of these people, these top 3 people. They're looking for, right? What do they want? They're looking for what you have. And how do I get them to write a contract? Are you willing to hear an offer? And listen, we got this up, right? Does that work, y'all? Right? And then we review it. I review it, my admins, any fires, any secondary stuff, anything you don't want me to know. And then at the end of the day, I review it myself. Okay. Now I know we're pushing up against the time, right? So I just want to do this and I want to do this. This is how I do a deal a day, y'all. This is exactly how I do a deal a day. I look for 3 pre-quals every single day, minimum. I look for 3 pre-quals every single day. To get 3 pre-quals every single day, I ask everyone with a pulse that I know to get pre-qualified for me. So I call up Tom. Tom and I are friends for 20 years. I call up Tom. Hey, Tom, hey, cool, what's going on, bro? Hey, listen, man, I'm building big businesses this year. I'm gonna be helping a bunch of strangers. It's insane if I don't help you cash in on this market. So when was the last time you got pre-qualified for a loan? Oh, I'm not interested in buying. I'm not asking if you're interested in buying. I'm just saying, if you were going to buy a house, do you know how much house you can buy? No. Why don't I have such and such give you? Is there any lenders on this call? Any lenders on this call? Any lenders? Hello, 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 hello. No. Speak up if you are, because I'm about to give you a ton of business. So I'm about to have my lender give you a call and see if it makes sense for you to get a place. Once your friends, your family, your past clients, the people on social media, et cetera, once they find out they can afford $500,000 worth of house, you know what they'll do? They'll never leave you alone. They're going to bug you every day until you find them a property. And then you just wash, rinse, repeat with that top three. What do they need? How do I help them find a property? How do I help them write a contract today? Did I do a good job today?
Amazing, amazing job. Pages and pages of notes. This was awesome. So let's take what Saku says and put it into action, because in 15 minutes, we're going to start with our group Zoom lead generation and scripts and lead follow-up. So log into Dialing for Dollars in 15 minutes and take action. Lead generation, lead follow-up, scripts. It's simple. It's not easy. And just, we're going to make it happen. Saku, I love you, man. Have a great weekend.
I love you too, man. You too. Listen, guys. I've opened up 12 seats for one-on-one. Just go through Tom. I'll hook you guys up. I love you to death. Peace out.
Peace. Thanks, brother. See ya. Bye now.